Hello everyone, welcome back to Game of Thrones with Windows Coming. Today we're going to take a look at a new update that has arrived at the 20th of May. And this update brings us some new features, some improvements and bug fixes. First of all, we can take a look at the new features. We're going to have the Westeros Guide Collection feature added soon. That will basically unlock a guide collection button at the bottom left corner in the city view. And with this feature, guides from different languages could be found. We hope this feature could improve the understanding of commanders and other main systems. And I believe this will be set to open up in a few days. And these guides that are there will hopefully help newer people with the game to improve in the game, and maybe also improve people that lack guides in certain languages that way. How the guides are being made and stuff like that will be revealed on the 25th, I would assume. Maybe 26th. Usually it's a couple of days after the entire update that newer stuff is being released, so we'll have to wait and see. I would assume it takes a few days before it will be revealed. And we also have the shelter button added to us during the map view. And before that we had to use the shelter trick where we had to put one troop inside the shelter to actually access it outside of the city view. And it was really tiresome, and if you by accident pulled out all of your troops from the shelter, then the shelter button would also disappear and you would basically be forced to redo it the entire time. So having the button now that you can click on directly helps out without having to bypass systems in the game. Something that hasn't been written on this, that is a new feature that's been added, is also the Awakening of Arya. And we're also going to take a look at her. She's going to be pretty decent, very good for free-to-play players especially, but also kind of valuable for people that pay for the game. And yeah, we're going to take a look at how she works and why she's good and how she can basically improve certain aspects of the game. Now we have a look at the improvements. City Affairs has been getting a new update to the rebuild group feature. Before this update we could of course blitz rebuild groups, but we could not blitz elite rebuild groups, and now you're able to blitz elite rebuild groups, which is a nice update in terms of sometimes it can be difficult to find elite groups, rebuild groups on the map, and this in general just speeds up the process for people, and it also allows for bowman medals to be collected faster, so that you can upgrade the appearance for that faster, basically, instead of having to manually look on the map the entire time. Some other things that have been improved. Right now on the top of my head I can't really say what else has been improved, but there's for sure some things that are right there. We'll also look at the Alliance Mobilization rewards, which is currently going on in the game as well, the event. So we're going to take a look at an update regarding that as well, since the last update they said that they would improve the rewards in that. Fixed name translations of some of the cast exteriors, fixed display issues of Reward Memories event in the event calendar, fix some other minor bugs. So that's kind of what we are going to dive into in this video, to take a look at and see how it basically has been added to the game. So we're going to go back into the game now and see how everything has changed. So now we are back into the game and we are going to take a look at the different features that has been added. First of all, we have the update to City Affairs. As you can see, Rebuild Group Blitz is available here, and if you click here then you can basically choose which kind of Rebuild Group you want to do. This only works, or these will only be unlocked if you clear the elite group above them or at the same level. For example, I did a elite rebuild group level 25 and basically unlocked every single one of these after I did one of those. So if you can do it 25, do it, and it will unlock everything. Otherwise, just do whichever you can do as the highest level, and that should basically allow you to blitz that specific part in City Affairs. Next up we have the improvements, or not improvements, the additional feature of the guide collection. As you can see in the map overview, there is a guide collection button here. If you click on it, nothing, it will basically open up the Chronicler section, and then you can see here the Visitors Guide collection button is basically set here. But until that actually happens, then the button will just say the future is not yet available. So it's something that will be added in a few days, I would assume. I can make a follow-up video on it to make sure that people will notice it, but it's something I certainly would encourage to keep your eyes out for and wait for, since it can have an impact in the game. Next up, we can take a look at the calendar. You can see here in the calendar Reboot Memories has been added, so that has been fixed as a bug fix as well. So this basically gives us the ability to kind of time things and not having to use certain events to kind of figure out when or where the Reboot Memories event will be happening. And I believe we also have the Alliance Mobilization rewards that we can take a look at immediately. Once it loads up correctly, I will assume. Also, they have added the Alliance Mobilization button now to cross-server page as well, so it's easier for us to kind of access it and don't have to access it through the entire Alliance chat and stuff. You can see like my rewards that are currently in the game in this time around in the event. Overall, the rewards has increased slightly. I wouldn't say they are perfect yet, but it's at least a step in the right direction. You can see that, for example, there's a 50% Reaper leader damage increase, there's a epic general token, some cavalry badges or attack badges at a green level, which also was there before, but it looks like they have they have probably increased it with like 10-20% the reward value. I would say I still hope that it will be more, because Alliance Mobilization is a quite team reliant reward, and to actually like make the team effort be more valuable, the reward should also reflect that effort you're putting into it. So it's definitely something they should keep taking a look at. I'm fairly sure the community would say they also want more, but right now it's better than it was before, at least. So it's an improvement for sure. Next up, we're taking a look at the shelter button that has been added. Right now we are in the map overview, and if you click on more, you can see that the shelter button is here. If you click on the shelter button, there'll be a fast loading screen for hopefully, and it'll basically open up the shelter for you, and you have free access to the shelter. How you want to use it is up to you, of course. And personally, I think this can really help out with in terms of defending your castle, and possibly also generally accessing the shelter can be also beneficial when you're attacking. Maybe you want to hide excess troops in your shelter, so you only have like your specific amount of troops that you're using for attacking. Maybe you want to hide your lord faster, so it allows you to basically get access to the shelter a lot faster, in my opinion. And before we had this specific shelter button, we basically had to put a troop inside the shelter, and basically you can see here it's in overview section of things that are here, and basically accesses that way, and having to recall that one troop and then having to set in whatever troops we had to basically access the shelter at all times. And it was usable, but it was something that was really annoying and difficult to do at certain times. So it's for sure an improvement regarding the game. Last but not least, we also have the Awakening on Arya, and she is quite interesting in many ways. First of all, if you take a look, you can see that her effects are basically following every other commander's Awakening. There's the entire friendship increase, then there's the enhanced specialization, and then there's her special skill. Her 4-star Awakening skill is basically when she uses her active skill against an enemy lineup, then that specific lineup will have a death marker attached to it for every time she uses the active skill. and for every death marker on the enemy lineup, the active skill will deal like 20% increased damage. This of course means that you will have a rapidly increasing value out of the skill, but it also means that you have to basically, if you want to get like higher value out of the skill, you might want to combine her with Layla, with her Awakening skill, since her Awakening skill allows for active skills to activate more than once, based on a chance, and that way you might be able to stack death markers faster and basically wipe out enemy armies faster just with Arya skills or active skill alone. So it's definitely worth investigating. I do not believe currently they have set a maximum damage cap to her skill or to the amount of markers you can have on the enemy, so keep that in mind as well. It might be something, if the game gets broken by it, it might be something to be added in the future. So she has the potential to be a really strong commander in terms of active skill damage. Hidden ability is basically defense, infantry defense, infantry health, and of course also total attack, and then of course wood production. Because Arya is a free-to-play commander, this is a really good way for free-to-play players to get some extra additional total attack, which is probably one of the most valuable stats in the game currently. And it also, because she has both infantry and infantry health, or defense and health boost as she gets awakened, it really also adds her as a potential infantry frontline commander to be used as that as well. And I personally believe that she is a really great addition, and she's super important for the free-to-play players. I would almost say that for most free-to-play players I would actually recommend to focus on her, to make her your main commander, and basically use her stats in a way that benefits you, because the total attack alone is really huge. I believe it'll be at around 30-something% when she's 4-star, so 38% or something like that. So that's a pretty big chunk as well to the stat. Her specialization is of course wood production, total attack, and infantry defense. That will also be powered up by 1.6 when she gets to 3-star, so you can basically get a buff in that way as well to increase your overall stats. So definitely something you should keep in mind and definitely look at. Furthermore, her cooldown of course will be decreased, which is really good in terms of her Awakening skill. This will allow her to basically use her active skill the entire time and basically proc, or not the entire time, but basically decrease the cooldown around it, so that you can proc the Awakening skill several times in the battle. So definitely like a good synergy in that sense. And then the damage increase, and the damage increase is of course really great for dealing more active skill damage, but it's also a really great addition in terms of free-to-play players that are using her for rebuild leaders, because if she gets increased active skill damage, then she will also deal increased damage to rebuild leaders. But if she gets awakened to 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, she will also have her level increase, which will allow for us to basically use more of these specific weapons or equipments, if you can say like that. And these equipments can increase her stats, which makes her deal more damage towards rebuild leaders as well. So it's something that should not be slept on at all for free-to-play players, and especially those also that want to hit harder against rebuild leaders. I believe that she will do a lot of damage in that regard as well. Regarding her Awakening skill damage against rebuild leaders, I'm unsure whether it will actually proc to rebuild leaders or if it will only be active in terms of PvP. It doesn't really specific anything regarding rebuild leaders not being included, or it only being PvP specific. Personally, I would probably say it's only PvP specific, but once I'm not sure when I'll have her unlocked to 4-star, but look around at the Discord group and around the forums and so on, and there might be someone that actually has tested that. Will test it out and see if the Awakening skill damage will also apply to rebuild leaders, because if it does, then it might be quite an interesting use for her in terms of rebuild leader, and she would probably be able to out DPS a lot, some of the paid commanders as well, regarding spear rebuild leaders, for example. But yeah, this was kind of the main point of the update. From what I see, we still don't have any active caster skins with active skills, sorry, and we are still waiting for a commander as well to actually have an active skill. But overall, it's really great that they have added her. They added her way sooner than I expected her to. And yeah, right now we are waiting for the last matches of UC to conclude, and in a little bit under 3 weeks, I believe the next season of Siege of Winterfell will be starting, so people should probably prepare for that slowly. And yeah, so take care, have fun, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want, comment down below if you want guides on certain things. I'm always willing to look into the game to see what can be changed or what can be optimized. And yeah, link for the games down in the description below. So is the channel from where I get my music, and so is the Discord group for the Game of Thrones community. And this will be all for me today, so have fun, have a nice weekend, bye bye.